I'm feeling that it's somewhat an irony that a lot of us come here every year, a lot of us contribute to Trialogue, and we're still asking the question about sharing and learning. And with that, I suppose I want to pose some difficult questions and have this difficult conversation that we get together, we publish our stories, and yet we claim not to be learning and sharing really truthfully. But I must say that I'm humbled by the fact that I work for an organization that allows me and gives me the space, and sees where you heard as our chair, to openly talk about what we've learned, our mistakes, and where we're going to. So I do appreciate, having worked with a lot of NGOs and serving on the board of NGOs, that there are some difficulties. 3 things I want to talk about: why we don't share, what I think would promote sharing, and just some thoughts about going forward in promoting sharing. Well, I've got a perspective from CSI as to why we're not sharing enough, and from the NGO sector why we're not sharing enough. Because actually we're in a mutual partnership in terms of the development agenda. I mean, we've spoken at length about there being a competitive spirit amongst corporates, possibly the issue about PR, branding, not wanting to air our dirty linen because it's got reputational damage. But more controversially, do we have in CSI a true commitment to development engagement, a true commitment to hear our development partners, our NGOs, what they have to say, a commitment to designing projects, a commitment to monitoring and evaluation? From the NGO side, I think we must recognize that it is a very difficult relationship. It's a power relationship, and it's a power relationship where there's so much competition for funding. And with that, there can be unintended consequences. And the unintended consequences is that, from the NGO's point of view, they would want to put a voice forward that says we're achieving, we're implementing, and the project is working. And not so much saying, look, we're also grappling and we're also making mistakes. And in fact, Lisa Boardman did a study in 2006, and she found that as a common trend amongst NGOs, and she wrote a paper about the web of deceit in terms of providing information about what works, underpinned by this issue of competition for scarce resources. What can promote sharing? And I want to argue that it's not about PR reports, it's not about annual reports, it's not about all those success stories we all put in Trialogue as well. It's about reflection and learning. And how can we do that? For me, I believe only if we commit to monitoring and evaluation. Not only talking anecdotally about what we think has worked and not worked, but committing to a true process of monitoring and evaluation. And Kathy spoke about how not many corporates commit to this form of research, commit to this form of funding. What's going to get us to use the monitoring and evaluation reports, of course, talks to the quality of the reports, and increasingly we even see government highly committed to M&E. And then thirdly, my last point, so I've given some thoughts on why I think we don't share and how we need to commit to M&E. What can take us forward? Number one, I think in both NGOs and in CSI, foundations, trust, we have to commit to knowledge management, learning, and M&E. Number two, that goes with building the capacity. And that goes to building a professional practice of grant making, and not seeing it as something that anybody can do. I just need to like people, or I just need to be able to engage with the community. It's a very professional practice, and we need to build that capacity. And then thirdly, I think we really need to look for those safe spaces where we can dialogue and reflect and be honest with each other. Thank you.